Hello, I'm Tyler Haney, also known as Lego Man 123459876 on YouTube. Check me out. And I built Singing in the Rain from the movie Singing in the Rain. I built the prominent scene where Gene Kelly is hanging on the lamppost. And this took really long for me to build. I used a lot of dark tan or whatever that color is to make, and I used a lot of 1x2 plates to make it look like it was brick. And then the whole thing is snot, so there is no studs at all except for on the top of the micro figure heads, but I didn't really, if I changed that, that'd look kind of weird if I put like something on top. And I got Gene Kelly to stand on the lamppost it's actually a trick of the eye where I have something behind it, and his arms are sticking out by using rubber bands. I have a life light that is intertwined underneath the lamppost, and it goes underneath the whole building where it's a modular, so I can take it all off, everything off, and build it like that. This is my first time doing modular, so it turned out really well in my opinion. In the windows, I used the idea from Mike Doyle's book, Beautiful Lego, and he makes these like awesome mansions, and he had windows, and that's what they looked like. It was the bottom of like a turntable, but not the turntable part, and it gives that effect of like a window shade.
I really like what you're doing above the door and the window. You got that kind of little detail. It sort of curves out. Well, where'd that come from?
In the movie, again, the whole thing, I took it from the movie. I watched this movie, this 30-second scene so many times to get this exactly correct.
So that was exactly how you could render it out in Lego, just kind of sort of...
That's like in a New York building, that's what it's like. The actual building in the movie is a whole thing of like buildings, because it's a city street, and I couldn't do that, so I thought of what else would these buildings have, and I saw, a drainage pipe would be on it, so I put the drainage pipe down. Also, in the movie, the whole top part of it, other than that ladder, is not in it, so I had to look at architecture from that era to build the rest of it. And in fact, I saw a really cool house where I got the idea of doing the roof work.
Okay. Cool. You did a little more extra research on that one to kind of get the details on the top then.
Yes, I did. And then the smoke is also a different way of doing it, where I have a horn piece from like the Lone Ranger sets. It was off of the big set, but it wasn't the train, and it was like a ram horn. So I took that off, and it looks like it cut like the wispy, it comes off. And I also did forced perspective with that roof, where a minifigure can't even fit inside. But the minifigure's not there, so it looks like,
Yeah, it's like the opening to the stairwell or whatever right on top of the roof.
Yeah.
Good. Well, that's a really great build. I appreciate you showing that to us.
Thank you. Thank you for filming.